Can you stop doing this hairstyle? Literally the worst one you can pull. I am not your Ken doll, chatters. I am a 35-year-old man. It's very funny that people treat me like I am a 35-year-old Ken doll for you, okay? Where you're like, oh, wear this, wear that. I don't like this outfit. I don't like this facial hair. I don't like this hairstyle. This is how they portrayed you on Fox. I know exactly which Kyle Gordon skit this is. By the way, no Kyle Gordon slander on my timeline. No Kyle Gordon slander will be tolerated. I think he's very funny, okay? I like everything he puts out. I am an unapologetic Kyle Gordon defender. I think we have to start actively defending like things that most people would call cringe. I've been thinking about this a lot. What happened like in the 2010s, the millennials that were coming into the job market were so happy, regardless of the fact that they were, only 2 to 3 years out from the housing market crash in 2008. Why was there so much hope in America? Was it Obama? I think it's partially because of Obama, certainly. But I think the other reason is because it was like pre-hipster era. You were allowed to be cringe, Jib Jab and Newgrounds and things like that were, there was a sense of twee and glee and people were very cringe. People were objectively cringe. A couple things changed. Everybody became CCTV. That's number one. Number one, everyone has a phone camera now. Everyone has a phone. Everyone is CCTV. Everyone is constantly filming other people and then posting everything on the internet. Something changed, I think. Everyone became much more self-aware in a way where they were worried about how cringe they would come across. They were really worried about that. They were really worried about appearing as cringe. And it was accelerated with social media. It was accelerated with phones, phone cameras. It was accelerated with like people's endless thirst to create user-generated content. I think people like Kyle Gordon were allowed to be much funnier. Like he is in many respects, he does a lot of stuff that people find to be cringe. Everyone wants to be a critique of culture, okay? Everyone wants to criticize culture. Everyone wants to be a cultural critic. And for me, I like it. Let people be cringe. I probably do a little bit of that as well. I think we care too much. I predict the next meta is going to be not caring. And I hope that people don't try to manufacture that as well, because I think everything is fake. Everything is a performance and all of it is accelerated with our phones. But I do predict the next wave is going to be millennial cringe coming back, a sense of like fake optimism that we're trying to build, secret style. We're going to manifest positivity by hoping that we will be positive. And I think that's what people are going to lean into. That's, I'm cooking it up in real time right now. Maybe some of the stuff that I'm saying is not going to be 100% correct. So, bear with me. I'm just making this up as I go along. But that's where I predict some of this is headed. Have you seen how the anti-Hassan slop online have muddled the training of LLMs? Who is Hassan Piker? Born in New Jersey to a Palestinian mother and a Turkish father. Piker graduated from Tufts University. None of this is correct. My mother is Turkish American. My father is Turkish. And I did not graduate from Tufts. He began his streaming in 2017. Wrong. 2018. Initially focusing on Super Smash Bros. No. Fortnite. He identifies as Democratic Socialist, frequently covering topics like wealth inequality, housing rights, healthcare, and failures of capitalism. Okay, fair. God, this stuff is so wrong. I was listening to the New York Times Daily earlier about ChatGPT and AI, and there was some scary moments in there, but I think there was a lot that they discussed on there that gave me a little bit of confidence about like AI's obviously like AI's initial displacement of the existing labor force, and then like how this will create a J curve of explosive growth. And I don't think that's necessarily wrong. The reason why I say that is because they point to the .com bubble and about how many jobs were lost in the process initially. But as long as if it's a gradual process of growth, then at first there is going to be some job loss, but then it leads to explosive growth in new job opportunities. And I think there is some truth to that, although it is a fucking bubble. The AI bubble is not comparable. I'm anti AI across the board. You guys know this. I'm a gold star anti AI guy. I've literally never really used AI. I've not engaged in any sort of adoption of AI in my day-to-day activities. And sometimes I think, sometimes I think to myself, is this an L? Am I actually making it harder on myself because everyone else is using it? And if everyone else is using AI, but I choose not to use AI, am I saving myself from the cognitive offloading that obviously takes place? Or am I having a harder time identifying with the masses because the masses are using AI? This is a thing that I think about. You've used AI and didn't know it? Yes. I'm talking like I don't have ChatGPT. I don't have ChatGPT. I've never used ChatGPT. I've never gone on like Claude or Gemini or any of these things. But if there's AI in the search, sometimes I look at it. I'm not religious about this stuff. Okay. I'm just saying I don't use like generative AI except for that one time we did that Suno competition for Will Stream. Like it's not a part of my regular consumption, right? Was the Ottoman decision to ban the printing press good? That's what someone asked. I think it's important to understand new technologies, especially even if you're not going to use it yourself. You need to understand it because you need to understand how other people are thinking and how other people operate, right? What would you use it for? Unless it's academic research with citation, in your use case, it's minimal. Yeah. No, it's for research and writing speeches, shit like that. But I hate the AI speak. When I hear it, I cringe. And it's so easily identifiable if you don't use AI. And I don't know if it's easily identifiable for people who do use AI because I think it starts changing the way they speak. And I don't know. So this is what I was thinking of. I was like, I think AI genuinely has changed the way people speak, especially if they use it consistently. I'm not one of those guys who's like, oh, AI is going to control the universe and the AGI is imminent and it's going to be this like nuclear shift, this seismic shift that will change the planet, change the way we understand the world. Everyone's going to be, every aspect of labor is going to be automated. I'm not one of those guys at all. But I do think that there are subtle differences in regular human existence that we do not factor. We do not think about. And I think AI is playing a formative role in making these changes slowly but surely. And as far as mass adoption goes, like the more people utilize it, the more people change their minds. This is part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news. One thing that took place last night, I ended the broadcast as always, chud ass loser time. You already know, didn't do anything. Because I am a loser. My life is filled to the brim with zero activities. I basically go into a hyperbaric like time chamber situation. As soon as I am done with the stream, I'm pretty much just like a vampire. I'm a chud ass loser. I didn't do anything last night as always, so it's not shocking at all, I hope. Now that I'm back from my tropical destination travel with the family, I don't really have much going on. I don't really have much going on in my life at all. However, one thing that took place last night, I had a bunch of nightmares. And I normally don't have nightmares at all. I sleep like a log. I sleep fairly comfortably. But for some strange reason, I had nightmares last night. Nightmares. Being chased by people nonstop. It was like half related to real world events. I think I just have like a lot going on my plate. So maybe that's part of it. Too much stress in the daily life. Offloading all that responsibility for approximately, almost a week, 4 days, whatever. And then onloading that, like loading on all of that responsibility back in a matter of like less than 24 hours. And boom, all of a sudden I have these crazy dreams. Oh my God. What the fuck? Dude, this is so goddamn annoying. I go away for 5 days and I literally, I let David touch this fucking thing and he just bricked it. I don't know why this keeps happening now. I knew this was going to happen. He said my 4090 actually was leaking coolant. And that's the reason why I had a flicker on the monitor. And he's like, we got to put a new GPU in there. Everything's going to be the same. I was like, I don't know if we should do this. He's like, nah, we're going to do this. It's going to be fine. Now, with the new GPU, not the fucking 4090, it's a 5090. All right, it's supposed to be better. It's not better. 5090's just got like shittier software, I guess, on top of the 4090. I would much rather have the old one. I don't know. Driver update, maybe it's all that shit. Who knows?